Hi guys, I'm back with another beginner chess game analysis video. I received a message from RedBlade on Chess asking me to analyze one of his games. He says that he only plays classical. Good job there. And his goal is to reach 1,000 and he's currently 917. Okay, so let's take a look at his account. Okay, so he has 37 games played, and yeah, so he hasn't played since that message, and he's done a lot of puzzles, 930 puzzles. So good job there. Keep doing those tactics training. It's always helpful. Yeah, so classical and training, you're doing the right job there. So let's take a look at a game. This is a 60 move game here. You won. I think I'm going to look, well, let's look at a game that was lost by RedBlade. I usually like to do that. I think it's more helpful. This was 16 moves. It's too short. Okay, let's look for a longer game here. "20 moves. 4 moves. A lot of people resign early at this level. 25. I want a bit of a longer game. So many, like another 4-move game. Wow. 20 moves, 5 moves. There's so many short games here. Okay, here we go. 34 moves. Oh, that's the engine. And then these are casual. 17 moves, but it was a draw. Okay, I'll take that. That'll be a good game. Whew. Okay, here we go. Found one, guys. Okay, so our hero is black. Let's take a look at this. So far, so good. Knight d4. I think we just lose a pawn there. Yeah. I don't know. It's complicated. So, I mean, if take here, we do have queen e7, but then white could play f4. But yeah, so I'm not sure. It's actually complicated. I personally wouldn't do this out of the blue because I think there's too much to calculate. I'm going to take a look at what the engine says in a second. If this was me in a game, I most likely would have castled here. Second choice would have been probably a6. Well, hang on, but then this might drop. So I'm not sure if queen e7 will ever be. Queen e7 might be a defense to him taking that pawn at any point, though. So I'm not sure if you can redo this. Yeah, I guess maybe d6 is another option. Yeah, maybe d6 here. Let's see what Stockfish says. I'm curious. Wow, it actually does like knight d4 is the best move. So maybe this is well, this is a common position that you get into. So I guess knight d4 is the best. Knight d4 is the best move, but it also likes castling and d6. Yeah. Okay. This gets complicated though. So I guess if white goes here. Oh, I was saying d7. I meant queen e7. Yeah. So queen e7 is the solution here, or castling. Okay. Don't mind my rambling. I'm only 1900, so I still have to calculate things. And this gets really tactical, these type of openings, these kind of a Giocco piano. Well, it gets this kind of like a 4 knights defense. These can get pretty tactical. Yeah. That's scary because of queen e2 here. So queen e2. Yeah. So if queen e2, queen e7, I think this is better for white. I think black's king might get exposed here. So I don't really like knight. Yeah, I don't like knight takes e4. But let's see what Stockfish says. Yeah, this is not good. So black is better here before, but queen e2 is what stood out to me immediately. It's very kind of like a Petrov-esque. Yeah, so queen e2 is the best move, and then queen e7. Yeah, exactly as I thought. Because f3, and then yeah, that's just it's saying to counterattack the bishop here. Because if you move back, the problem is knight takes c5. So you lose a piece. Yeah, so I calculated that correctly. So let me turn off the engine. I just wanted to confirm that. Yeah, so that's what scared me about knight takes e4. So before, like when you have the chance to take like what looks like a free pawn, you have to be really, really careful, because if you're going to get something for free, you got to make sure it's really free, and you got to make sure there's, especially when a knight is taking a pawn, and it's in front of your king or queen, there's often pins and skewers that can happen. So you got to be really careful. That's, what gave me red flags. So that's exactly as I thought. So yeah, this pin. So if you take the pawn, there's this pin. You don't want to be playing something like d5 or f5, because all white has to do is, so for example, you don't want to be doing this. Because white can just play this and kick out your knight, right? So if you castle, he would just take your knight, and if you move somewhere else, he's just going to take your knight, essentially. So you, as a result, you would have to play, after queen e2, you would have to play queen e7, and then he gets your bishop for free. Because if you... if you take back, yeah, your king is going to be out there. Although I thought white wins a piece here. What am I looking at? Let me take a look here. Oh, that was f3 first. Oh yeah, so you don't take. Okay, so f3 first. Right, and then okay, so f3, and then if you move back. Okay. Sorry, it gets pretty complicated, but yeah. So yeah, white gets. That's why when I'm taking the pawn there. Usually it's not good to take the pawn. Usually, in this, like in a position where there's a free pawn, there's always a pin that can happen, and you'll often lose the knight. So you have to, if you're going to take the pawn, you have to make sure you've calculated everything very thoroughly. Okay, well, black ended up a pawn in all of that. d6, I don't mind, because you are, helping your light-scored bishop to develop. Although I'm wondering d5 just simply might be better. You're actually moving there with tempo now, because the bishop has to move, and his bishop would be, well, pretty much forced. Well, that's not true. He could go here if he wanted to, but I think d5 would be better here. I like d5 better, but d6 is okay. So, okay. I like that, I think. I think I like bishop d6. White has to be careful about this pawn, though. For example, b4. So, for example, if this is traded, I guess he has to. I guess white has to move in this case. So maybe I guess it's okay. So, can he do a double attack anywhere? No, maybe not. I guess black's fine here. Yeah. So I like bishop d6. I think that's fine. Got a free piece there. I'm not sure why white didn't see that, but it happens. Bishop d5. Interesting. I think it's okay. Yeah. Looks okay. Looks okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't see that coming. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. Well, I guess if you had calculated that. So you're moving a little bit quick here. You still have the same amount of time on your clock as when you started the game. But I guess, yeah, I guess that's the problem with this exchange. But it's a free bishop, though. It is a free bishop, so you had to have taken it. So, okay. Well, this is still better for black because you're only going to be down a pawn here after this exchange. And I didn't even see that. So I didn't even see that. So, whoops. Yeah, I didn't even see the 96 defense. So, good job there. Queen f6 looks good. Yeah, you're playing really well. Sacks the exchange. Not a good move because black is white is already down a whole minor piece. So sacking a piece just to win, like this is only winning the exchange, but then he's giving the exchange right here. So what he's essentially doing is going to be trading all of these pieces, and then black is going to end up a whole bishop up. So that's a terrible logical, like a terrible logic by the opponent there. Yeah, and I guess he doesn't even win the exchange because. Yeah, but what I was trying to do is what white was hoping, yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about because, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, that was just bad for even. It was even worse than I thought. So this ends up being a draw. I'm a little bit surprised because black is up a whole rook. There must have been a big blunder that happens. I would have just enjoyed a nice trade here. So h6, simplify things out. Yeah, so h6, if he moves back, then you just trade the queen. You're up a whole rook here. It really simplifies things out. That's what I would have done. Okay, things get... Yeah, white is really playing hope chess here. Okay. So where did black go wrong here? Because it ends up being a draw. He takes with a pawn. Okay. I'm just seeing if taking with the rook is better. It's hard to say because rook takes and he could go rook here. You can double up, but then you're going to be dropping a pawn. There's check, but the king can escape. That's what I was looking at. Ooh, rook b7. I would probably keep things going on the king side here. Possibly even just something like h6 g5, just do a pawn storm, or you could even just be pushing the pawn, you know. But everything here is winning, so how did this end up being a draw? Maybe this was not a good game to look at. What happened here? Taking a look back at this. There must be a mating net here. Everything here is so good for black. I'm just trying to find the fastest way to mate. I'm not sure. I was looking at maybe rook f1, because his king can't actually go here. So rook f1 looks kind of good. If he goes here, then it's pretty close. We could even just go here and then we're threatening mate. I like rook f1, and also h5 looks good too. h5, h4. But I think rook f1 here is good. Everything here is good though. I'm curious what Stockfish says. So the fastest way to do it, one move quicker instead of rook f1. Rook f1 is mate in 7, but rook f2 or rook f3 are mate in 6. So he actually black played the best move here, rook f3. What went wrong in this game? Something what? Was that a mouse slip? So he just lost a rook here. I'm not sure what this was. I don't think it's a mouse slip though, because where else was he planning to go? I don't think he was planning to go here. He's not planning to go there. I think for whatever reason, because he's trying to defend the pawn, for whatever reason, black... yeah, black just totally forgot that. Maybe he thought the pawn was moving this way or something. That's just an oversight. I don't know. I don't think that was a mouse slip. I can see here, you can see here on the left side, it says take back sent. Oh, there were takebacks. Okay, that's another thing I want to say. First of all, never ask for a take back, and never, well, and you should, in your settings in lead chess, you can turn off takebacks. Don't allow takebacks in chess. There's no such thing. Like if you're playing an over the board tournament, you can't do a takeback, you know. I actually, yeah. So don't do takebacks. And if I did allow takebacks, the only time I would allow it is if my opponent made an obvious mouse slip and it's not like a blitz or faster game. So if it's a slow game and it's an obvious mouse slip, I would allow a takeback. It's the only time that I would allow one, but I have the settings turned off. Okay, but this is still completely winning for black. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened here, but did he just get overconfident? Is he giving him a chance? Did he get overconfident? You can comment in the video after you watch the video why this occurred. Oh yeah, this game is terrible. I don't know what's going on now. Really strange. The first portion of the game was really well played. Like for 1,000, it was actually a really good game. And this ends up being a draw too. Was this just a garbage game? I feel like a waste of time looking at this game. And don't tell me that you don't know how to mate. So what happened here? And they end up with so much more time on their clock than they started with. 18 minutes and 23 minutes. So I don't know what the hell went on here. Did they not know how to mate? I don't buy that, because it's really weird. The last third of the game was real garbage, I must say. Like they just dropped pieces left and right. And then the first portion was like way stronger than the last third. It was really strange. Maybe they were talking and he had to go to school or something, or or maybe they thought this is a job. But I don't buy that because of how well the first portion of the game was played. I'm going to run a computer analysis on this. That was a really bizarre game, the way it ended. I don't know what happened in the last portion. Like, I'm just going to very quickly look at the game again. I mean, because for the most part, the first portion was really good. There's even moves like that I didn't see immediately. I mean, there are dropped pieces in the game earlier on, but not as many as in the latter half. White really dropped a lot of pieces. But then black, I don't know how black managed to lose that. I don't know if that was like legitimate mistakes or what, because black is just so far ahead. Black is up a rook and a minor piece and 3 pawns. Like it's like plus like 90, I'm guessing. Yeah, and then so like it was really strange. Like black played quite for the most part quite well, and then all of a sudden it's like he handed the computer to a younger brother or something. It just drops pieces left and right, and then for whatever reason, like here is even just up 2 pawns and a rook, and then drops both pawns somehow. And if this is a legitimate game, if this was a legitimate game, my comments would be like, why is there a draw here? Do you not know how to mate with a rook? Do you not know that a rook and a king against a king is an easy mate? If not, and even if you did, like you need to be working on your end games. So you might want to sign up to something like Chess Tempo and practice your end games. You might also want to buy a book on end games or a course on Chessable or something. There's a couple books I could recommend. There's Jeremy Silman's Complete Endgame Manual, which is really good. Another one, well, there's also Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual, but that's really advanced, really, really advanced. So I don't recommend that. Yeah, I would do Jeremy Silman's Endgame course because the endgame here was, simply put, incredibly atrocious. It was you couldn't really play much worse if you tried. Just being honest there. That's why I'm kind of suspicious about this game. Like, it's just weird how black blew this. So anyways, hopefully that video helps a bit. I mean, I don't know what happened in this game, but it was really weird in this second half. Otherwise, hopefully people watching this video have learned something from it. Wasn't the most instructive game. It was kind of a weird game to analyze. So it wasn't super instructive, but sometimes that's how it goes. If somebody watching this video would like me to analyze their game, I don't charge anything. Just simply send me a message on YouTube or Lichess or somewhere, and send me a link to your game or your profile, and I'll choose a game myself, and then I'll analyze it for you. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helps somebody.